Hello everyone and welcome to Detention. This is going to be the final video that we do for Detention, and in this video we are going to look at the good ending and how to get the good ending, because in my original playthrough, which you can find somewhere in the description or it'll probably be at the end of the video, I got the bad ending. And what you need to do in order to get the good ending, or perhaps more aptly put, the true ending, is to be true to yourself as you're sitting here in the afterlife with Ray here. So you'll see what I mean. We're gonna ask Shadow Ray a question. All of our answers to Shadow Ray determine our ending. Our life would not vanish without our guilt. I am you. So, what we're gonna see here is we have to answer a question that matches up with Ray's personality based on all the clues that we've been given about her. Yet you are not me. It's the sin that makes you linger in this realm. Memories like mirrors reflecting the true likeness of your soul. And then an interesting part about how this game is titled is it's detention. So she's in detention, stuck in this school due to her sins that she committed in the real life, which is an interesting spin on it, or interesting way to, you know, bring it all together. In a world full of pain and suffering, Fang Ray Shin, what do you fear the most? And then if we think about what Ray fears the most, she doesn't fear losing her family the most. She doesn't fear losing her life the most. She fears losing herself, because just about everything that we've ran into is her talking about not wanting to be what everybody else wants her to be. She wants to live her own life. And then if you click the correct one, losing myself, believe that we are all born free, eager to walk on your own path, and afraid of losing yourself. You are me. And every time we get it done correctly, you'll hear that tune that just played in the background, and she'll say, you are me. If you answer it incorrectly, she will not say, you are me. So I feel like it's much easier to get the good ending once you completely understand Ray. Because when you first run into those questions, you can be like, well, how should I answer them? How I personally would answer them, or how Ray would answer them? What you need to do is answer them how Ray would answer them, and then that's how you get the true ending. So what I'm gonna do here, rather than go through all this again, seeing as how we already did see this in my original video when I played through to the ending, I'm going to fast forward to each question. That way you guys can see what you have to answer for each question and understand the thoughts behind it, and then we'll go on to where the story actually changes up from what I did in my original playthrough. Okay? Let's roll. And now we should have another question here, right? She's going to talk to us and ask us something about Ray here. Remember when you enrolled, so full of passion, participating in every school activity, showing off your academic abilities, grabbing the attention of your peers and teachers. Then things took a turn for the worse at home. All the attention quickly turned into unwanted scrutiny. So you chose to escape, turn a blind eye, or grim acceptance. And if I recall, her action wouldn't be grim acceptance. She wasn't happy with what she did. To turn a blind eye, she didn't ignore it. We definitely, I mean, she's sitting here dealing with it because she didn't ignore it. And then to escape. So I believe she chose to escape by hanging out with Mr. Chang. So let's see here. And by trying to leave the life behind that people were trying to force her into. The world is immeasurably vast, and there is always a place to hide. You are me. Ta-da! We got the right one. And I think that that is the question that I messed up when I did this the first time. I think I got them all right except for that one. I didn't realize that I had to get them right. But I think that's the one that I got wrong, and I think I chose grim acceptance. I think. This place is completely lifeless, even ideas are buried here. So let's continue onward until we get to the next question. And I know I said I was just going to be doing the questions, but this is one detail that completely flew over my head the first time I went through this, and I've noticed this as I've been going through this again. But if you look at this, and you read this, the door is barred by a broom with a note on it. Snitcher, aka Ray. They put that note there. They may have locked her in the bathroom for all I know, and they put that on there to say that Ray was a snitcher, and that she was really the reason why Mr. Chang got killed, why Wei was imprisoned, etc., etc. Now I think we'll be approaching another question here soon, but another thing that I'm thinking of here while we're going through all this that's interesting is how, yeah, I gotta turn these on so she can't go across, is how the monsters that are in this realm are called the Lingered, which I think is really interesting because they're like lingering around here in between this, what do you want to call it, in between heaven and hell world. I just think it's a really interesting detail, but I'm gonna flip back here, and I should be able to run across, and then we'll get another question that we have to answer correctly. So let's open you up. And then I think I gotta turn this bad boy off. We can run across, and then we'll stop the shadow and be able to talk to it again. But like, the more I look at this game, the whole point of what I'm saying, like the more I look at this game, the more details I find, the more attention and care that they put in the game I'm discovering, and I think that's so cool. This has been a great, great horror game to start off 2017. So let's talk here. Acting immediately on one's determination. This is the philosophy he believed in, which I'm guessing is Mr. Chang, the counselor. That someone should take fate into their own hands. With you following him, what ideas do you hold? Live a laid-back life, submit to one's fate, take hold of your destiny. And based on how... This is, again, everything I'm saying is my interpretation of it, but based on how he was much so against the grain and saying, hey, you need to think for yourself, we have these prohibited books here, which went completely up against the rules that were set in place regarding, like, the anti-communism things that were going on with the war that Taiwan was going through. He was telling the students to still try to learn and think your own way, as opposed to what everybody else is telling you compared to what the government's telling you. So, in essence, take hold of your own destiny. Do what you want to do, be who you want to be, right? That is a charming thought. So life has gained a goal. Next to him, you found yourself. You are me. And we answered it correctly again. You can hear the tune. She says, you are me. If you do either of those wrong, she says something else. Or if you answer it wrong, you don't hear the tune and she says something else. So, I think there's one more question left, and we have to peer on through to here, yeah. And then what's eventually gonna happen, I actually haven't seen the ending yet, so it's kind of exciting for me. No matter how many times this replays, nothing can be unwound. But we're gonna see another cutscene here, and actually I think the question might be right here. Did you think finding something you would rely on would stave off your fear? One day, however, he was gone. Just like that. You've lost everything you can depend on. What choice will you make now? And I kind of had to guess on this one when I was thinking through all this, but I said try to take them back because she doesn't really seem like the person that wouldn't do anything. Because again, take hold of your destiny, which is why I chose try to take them back. The instructor's sharp gaze was stifling. You steeled yourself and performed without hesitation. In that one moment, transforming into a pitless patriot. Easier than you think, right? You are me. And I think that's the last question. I think we have gone through all of them. We've been completely honest and true to ourselves, which allows us to leave the detention. I think. Because this guy, I don't know who he is yet. My hypothesis was that he is Wei 15 years later because Wei was thrown in prison, and then I'm assuming he got out of prison, right, after 15 years. So I'm assuming that that's Wei just kind of traveling around the remains of the school, I guess, or the institution. Because we're gonna go over here, we're gonna see this guy sigh, basically, and then we're gonna be able to go through that door, and that's where the good ending starts. And from there on out, I have no idea what happens. But again, I don't know who this is, but I just got a feeling it's Wei. And I have no idea what we're getting ourselves into with a good ending, but I'm excited for it. I want to see what it's all about. I think it'll be cool. Go down one more little path here with detention. But if you recall, in the bad ending, there was a figure of Ray here, pretty much just like guilt-tripping us. But now we got this, what, paper airplane? Yellowed paper plane. Let's click it and see what it says. From the white deer to my white daffodil, fate holds us apart, so let us meet again in another life to our freedom. So it's gotta be Mr. Chang, right? It's gotta be. See what's inside the door, I guess. This is so exciting, I don't know what we're gonna get ourselves into. Open the door. Chang Minghui, you are suspected of spreading anti-government propaganda, smuggling banned books, and organizing illegal gatherings. Yeah, that's what he went to jail for. The court has already obtained the necessary evidence. We now arrest you on the grounds of rebellious activities. Do not resist on pain of death. Oh God. Only killed him anyway. So, yeah, I wonder what we're gonna see here. Like, is this gonna be some type of closure for Ray? I'm not sure, because she was honest with herself finally. Looks like it will be difficult to escape this time. This is all cutscene. Fine. Take my head so that I may join my brothers and sisters in death. Why? Aren't people born to live freely? To think openly, to speak their minds without restriction or fear. Freedom of belief, love, and self-realization. Being with you was a happiness of the simplest and purest kind. I couldn't help but think, when we could be hand in hand, living an untroubled life. But in the end, this is only a fool's dream. I too am vain, like the daffodils fixated on my grandiosity. The world is not ready for the likes of us. Oh wow. Daffodils died by a river, decaying into a rust-like void. Such a happy sounding horn. Can I move? Nope. I want to know who this is. It's gotta be WEI. Oh, I'm playing as him. Well, we came from that way, so I don't admit. What does this say? Got an eyeball, may as well look at it. Leads to the main city. Okay. Well, let's see what's going on over here. At the bad ending, this whole game ends with him looking at the chair where WEI hung herself. So, this is already pretty different. What's this? Mental lodging for the laborers. Alas, to be demolished. All to be demolished. Huh. So this is considerably into the future, I feel. Like everything here. Oh. Barred from the heavens and hampered from the underworld. Alone and wandering forever she goes. Excuse me, lady? Pitiful. That all you got? Interesting. I'd imagine she's talking about WEI. Who else would she be talking about? Huh. This is like oddly peaceful. Let's see what's inside here. I've loved this game so. Oh, notebook. Wait a second, how do you have this notebook? Amnesty certificate. A certificate of amnesty. Name, Wei Chung Ting. Type of pardon, amnesty, crime declared invalid. So this is WEI. That's what I figured. So he was pardoned. I wonder how long he was in jail. Well, the large banyan tree has been cut down. It weathered the storm of generations, yet it fell to the sharp edge of human desire. Reminds me of the piggy bank, man. I wonder if that's why they had that in there. Again, so many details in this game that just make it so great. I love this game, man. I wish all games educated and made us think the way this one does. Maybe not all, it's good to have dumb games. But I wish there was more games like this that really just challenged thought and made people think a little bit larger than themselves. And see the pain that others feel, understand them. Time. It rots everything away. Even I cannot hide from it. Yeah, you're pretty old now. But this is a great game. Like I said, started off 2017 in a very strong note. I'm very glad that I had the opportunity to, you know, play it. And I ran into it. It was amazing. So we're going all the way back, but yeah, here's the school that we remember from the very beginning. Like this scene here. But what's interesting is that we never really met Rei. We just met her thoughts and her memories. Everything was just recollections, right? Which is kind of cool. Interesting. Which way we going here, Way Boy? I would think this way, right? I think this is where we started, over here. If not, we can take a little stroll around campus. Feels so solemn. So interesting. So we can go up this way. Let's just go up here. I kind of feel like I might be missing something though, so I'm kind of anxious about that. We got a door here. Okay. Door's been torn off at the looks of it. I just hope I'm not missing something on the other side of floor 1. Look at this place, huh? All torn to hell. And we saw it look like this, kind of. This must be the classroom. We can go inside. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go take a look downstairs real quick before we go into there, because I got a feeling that if we go into there, something's gonna end. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything on the right side of the first floor. Oh, wow. There's some nasty graffiti up here. Can I go into here? No, I cannot. Huh. This is such a good game. Ah, dick butt! Totally worth. 100% worth the Reddit dick butt. Right there, baby. Okay, that was funny. Okay, so let's go over here. I don't know when exactly this game takes place. I don't know exact time period. I need to, like, what I want to do after all this is go read, like, more about the history and understand what was going on, why it was going on, what time period, things like that. But let's go inside of here and see what's up. Dick butt was totally worth. Is this my desk that I had something written in? It might be. I can take a seat here. Anything on the side? Let's take a seat. Ray's gonna show up. She's gotta. Yeah. I'm not sure if there's gonna be any more at the end of this, but that's interesting. He goes back to maybe where he met Ray. I don't know, I'm kind of mixed on what was happening at the beginning, like what was real there and what wasn't when she was talking to Wei. Maybe that's where they first started talking. I can't remember. Can't remember really how it all went down exactly, scene by scene. But again, I need to look back at it. But it looks like he's just sitting there facing Ray and Ray's facing him. In a rather poetic ending. I liked it. I really did like this game a lot. You guys know I love story games, and I love horror games, and I love it when two come together in a brilliant fashion like this one did. The game was good on so many different aspects, too. Storytelling was great. Like, it made me want to dig deeper, it made me want to learn more about the characters. There was tragedy, there was triumph, there were things that made you feel good and things that made you feel bad. And I feel most importantly, you felt empathetic for the characters, like you actually felt attached to them a little bit. You wanted to just know more about them. Like, you could see the hope in some characters of being able to push beyond the limits that they had, but then also much more dominantly was the devastation that was written throughout this entire game. And the scares were good, the atmosphere was good. The way that the game progressed was great. especially for it being a puzzle game, because there are so many games that make puzzles too hard or ruin the immersion by kicking you out of that sense that you're in the world by, again, making it too difficult and making it a point to be too challenging as opposed to just right. And this game made it just right, for me at least. So I don't know, man. I'm sad it's over. We got to see the good ending, we got to see the bad ending. I enjoyed it a lot. I got an achievement called Back to School, which is a pretty good achievement considering that's exactly what happened. Wei went back to school. I don't know if there's a third ending to this. I feel like one of you guys said it was, but I'm not sure. But we did it. We got the good ending, we got a bad ending. We played through the game a bunch. We learned a lot. And again, we had a really good journey here. You guys really seemed to like it. I know I loved it. And once again, I'm just glad I had the opportunity to experience this game. So, thank you guys. This is Detention, a horror game by Red Candle. And I'm going to go ahead, sign off here, and get ready for Resident Evil 7, another great-looking horror game that's coming out next week. So, again, thank you guys. You guys are the best. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys in the next video.